Welcome to the Wheel Wide channel. On one half of the team, SHAQ. Oh man, thank you so much for all the views on last week's episode. It wouldn't it wouldn't be where it at if it wasn't for you guys. And so, man, on behalf of Wheel Wide, we appreciate it. This is season 3, episode 6. Go ahead, drop that intro. Welcome to the Wheel Wide channel. One half of the team, SHAQ. Oh man, that intro song just gets so good every time I hear it, but it wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for you guys at home. So thank you so much for all the support and all the love that you give on a daily basis. We appreciate it. On behalf of the Wheel Wide, we appreciate it. I got a special guest in the building today, my man, my brother Enoch. Man, we only had one conversation. So, and we already knew what the conversation was all about. So I said, let's just stop it and invite him to the show so we can have this dialogue so the people at home can hear it. So Enoch, welcome to the show, my brother. How you doing?
Greetings. I'm doing well. I'm doing well about yourself. And I would like to say thank you for, extending that invitation to me to be present on this show to, have this, sharing the truth with each other. I want to thank you personally for myself.
Oh man, no, thank you. We know that time is one of the most important things that you can't get back. So thank you for sharing your time and your presence, man. We really do appreciate it. But we got an amazing topic, so let's just get right into it, man. Because you see me smiling, you already know what the topic is because we had this
Tenfold.
topic kind of like on the phone. We only talked one time and it was a smooth talk. We just like 19 keys, as 19 keys always say, we have high level conversations instead of poor level conversations. And so that's one of the things about
Tenfold.
we are why. If we have something we got to say, we bring it this way. So the topic for today is real animals versus fake people. Now, a lot of times when people hear that topic, it's like, what kind? That's a crazy topic. Real animal versus fake people. People and animal, those are two different things. What is he talking about? So let's just get right into it, man. So you know the question that I'm gonna ask and lead to this conversation.
Right.
Would you want to be, if you had a chance in life, would you rather be a real animal or a fake person? The floor is yours, my brother.
You know, Initially I had to think about this. Initially when you brought the topic up to me, I was like in my mind, that's easy. I'm gonna go with an animal. But as I think about it, I had to reference into the Bible and do some more meditating on the topic. I realized that, first of all, animals, I led with animals because, an animal is in their distinct environment, their way of life. They don't try to do anything above or beyond. They follow the guidelines that God has given them in order to be. So they would be technically real. But if you're going
Mm,
into the Bible, God gave us dominion over the animal. So I would have to lean towards a fake person, and I would say a fake person because they're not into their consciousness yet. They haven't
mm,
became aware of who they are, but they have the potentials from the mind. Our minds go to different dimensions and have better understanding of life once he becomes awakened. So I would take the initial of being dormant because I'm still dormant in it. If you look at it in a real sense, you know what I'm saying, until we truly become who we supposed to be, we actually are fake. You know what I mean?
mm.
We
Okay,
haven't.
okay.
So I I would definitely go with the human being because of the mind and the dimensions, knowing that I can grow and I can learn from the animals for sure. You know what I'm saying? Watching them and you because you're supposed to be in tune with nature. It's who is it? I believe it's Buju Banton has a song where and he says he referenced if you really know yourself, you will be in tune with nature. And being in tune with nature and watching animals, you see the animal kingdom and how there's order. You know, either there's a leader of the pack when you're talking about wolves or you talking about lions. However it may be, you see order, and we have to have order as well. So I am heavily leaning towards being a human being.
Mm. Okay, okay. Now you mentioned that, and I respect that in that dialogue because you didn't explain it that way when we talked. So evidently you
Hmm.
changed your mind, and
Yeah, I had to
which
think
I can
about it.
kind of see. But in the sense of a fake person, people like to perpetrate a fraud. And when you real, you real, you fake, you fake. And I like how you brought the Bible into it, and so going back to just the animal because we don't want to dive away from that because I do think that the process is always better than the product. And the word everything that has a on it is really what we live by, to research, to refocus, to reprogram, to reinvent. And so I think that and to redevelop. So I do think that we still are in a fake process, so that we have to in tune to be one day real. So I like how you brought that out. However, just from an animal sense and sticking to the topic, if you had to be one animal, which one would you be?
Oh, definitely a lion.
Mm. Now you say a lion. Most people say a lion when I ask them that question because lions, they feel like they're the king. Why do you want to be a lion?
Well, it says in the Bible about the Son of God being a conquering lion, and throughout life, you see especially in the Black community, we have a strong taking to the lion and how the lion moves. Uh, there's a pack, that the interaction, and I think one of the biggest issues is our interaction with our other half. As you can see, a lion when he's with a lioness, the way that they are, you know what I'm saying? There's an order. No one tries to cross each other's boundary. They work together as a team. They hunt in a pack. She has hers. She has her females. She has her friends or whoever she's with, and they move together. And the lion, the king, you know what I'm saying? He has dominion over that. When you want to look into the home, you know what I'm saying? As a male, you're supposed to have dominion over your home. You're supposed to lead your home in that direction. You're supposed to stand as a male, first having a solid foundation. And you can see that with the lion. The lion doesn't try to be anything that he's not. He's not even bothered by, say, a cheetah or maybe anything else that is less of his stature, if that makes sense. You're
Right,
not gonna see a lion go out and fight a buffalo unless he's trying to provide food. You get what I'm saying? He's not just gonna go
right.
out and mess with people. So that's why I see the humbleness in a lion. He moves when he's supposed to move, but he doesn't when he's not. So he's confident who he is.
Mm. And I appreciate that, Enoch, because one of the things you said that brought my attention, you said that a lion does not try to be something that he's not. We're living in a world where, you know, as I mentioned before, people try to perpetrate a fraud. Um, people fake people to me, just me, they engage in gossip. We they love to engage in gossip. I mean, we fake people don't know how to hit the delete key. Rather, they love to hit the send key. Like if it's some gossip about somebody, oh, they gonna send it. Hey, you can be a friend with them. They are attention seekers, all that. But sticking to what you just said, a lion does not try to be something that he's not. We live in a world now where, in an animal sense, they some of them do have pairs. But if you look at from a human sense, from somebody that's being fake, they might walk into a club with 15 people behind them, but they might be the scariest person that that may be running. And out of those 15 people, if a fight break out, they gonna be running. They ain't really real, as in a sense of how an animal would be real. So when we talk about fake, and you mentioned the lion, I would rather be an eagle because eagles fly high. They can
Absolutely,
they
absolutely.
actually promote conversation. A lot of people don't know birds and eagles. They promote conversations. You know, they can listen at any given time. Me and you can be having a conversation on the porch, and the eagle and the bird can be on top of the roof. They can hear the conversation and they listen. And listening is so much more important than speaking. So, do you think that this world is entertained upon being fake, and they don't know how to be something that they are not? What's your thought on that?
Oh, very much so. Like from the, if you want to go back to the beginning, we've been given, fake knowledge on how to live in this world. Um, Everything is fake. We living in a time where truth is coming to us, which is causing a lot of uproar, between amongst the masses, especially, with our kind becoming more knowledgeable about who we are and, even things that we were once taught in school, you see a lot of things are falling apart in the education system as to, even I don't want to get out too far off subject, but even the way that how you look at these kids and how they solving math problems versus the way that we used to, and scientific facts, there's a lot of things that are not real,
Mm,
you know, and we as people we tend to take to that because again our minds are dormant. We haven't taken it. We've been eating fake food for one, and by eating the fake food it clouds our mind and our judgment to where we're not able to be cognizant and consciously aware and present of this world that's going on. So, we lean more to social media, we lean more to, you know, things of this world making money to provide. Yes, you do, but that shouldn't be your whole MO as to life. Yeah, I'm big on that.
oh man, great response, Enoch. I like that. I actually tend to agree with you. Like I'm always a debatable guy, when you know that about me, but
Mm,
I tend to agree with everything you say. In fact, I do agree that a lot of them are SMB, social media babies. But you mentioned fake food. So what does Enoch consider as a fake food? Because you got to understand everything has sugar in it and
right,
salt. So what
right.
is fake food?
Fake food is food that does not nourish your being, doesn't have a natural process. So when you looking at you want to get into science, looking at our teeth, how it's constructed, and even our digestive system. If you, I heard on a episode of 19 Keys, is I think the brother Yakai, he said something that kind
Hmm.
of resonated when he was talking about we were supposed to be carnivore, we would have claws, and if we were supposed to eat cooked meat, we would have something within our body that we would say would be like a dragon, we'll be able to cook the food right there and then eat it, saying, be able to blow fire out our mouth, and that, that just made sense when you think about, when you think about a lot of things where our mouths should be the things that we should be putting in our body. It makes a lot of sense. And I would
Hmm.
say like fruits and vegetables because they are high yielding, foods. I understand when our minds drop, from what the place that we were, when our minds dropped, we had to eat foods that was of this world. So when it came to meat, I know that chicken, some argue that chicken may be fake. I'm not too sure. I can't really get into all that, but what I'm saying? We
Right,
had to,
right,
we
right,
had, we had to eat certain foods to be able to, accommodate our bodies from how our mind dropped. Because there was a point in time we didn't really even have to eat like that. And
right,
when we ate, we ate foods that had higher yielding nutrients. And so, we was more into working than, what we ate. And so,
right,
and
man.
so let's just, I'll say with me, I have, as my lower self, I used to eat a lot of meat. I used to eat a lot of pork, a lot of beef. a lot of seafood. And I say probably like 2016 or maybe like 2014 because I was transitioning. I used to play football and I was playing arena football at the time. And I transitioned and I changed my diet.
Mm,
And so I say by like the start of 2016 is when I really got into my faith and spirituality is when I left all food, all meat alone, all flesh alone, because I found out that flesh is a spirit within itself. And when you
mm,
take on and you eat these different meats and stuff, you take on the spirit from those animals on how they were treated, you know what I'm saying, in the facilities. You know, people worry about think about depression and a lot of the cardiovascular disease and you know what I'm saying, even the aggressiveness that we have, especially as men, a lot of that comes from the type of food that we eat, type of meat that we eat. You know what I'm saying? Life is spiritual. And so, you know, I once I made that change, I noticed a drastic change in my demeanor, my spirit, my being. I went from being a more aggressive person that was built off playing sports to more of a, you know what I'm saying, humble, relaxed, laid back, you know, mental thinking type of being. You know what I mean? So
mm. Man, you just said a handful there, man. I like that, man. And it made me
yeah,
think about something that a OG once told me. He said, considering fake food, just staying on the topic fake food, he said that everybody, right? Because food goes into everybody's, right? Everybody's don't have to be your body, right? And so if you really break that down, everybody's doesn't have to be your body. It's a sense that okay, you have to worry about your own body versus everybody body. You know, you can kind of know what not to do and what to do. But I noticed that you just said, and you actually helped me because I'm not gonna lie. I love Publix chicken. I tie it
right,
up in a minute. I love chicken
right,
because I don't eat seafood. I'm allergic to seafood. So how do I get my
okay.
protein? So, I eat a lot of chicken for protein, but maybe on the lines of baked chicken. But you was saying a lot of spiritual things, and your name is Enoch. Let the people know why or why you decided to be known as Enoch.
It was actually given to me. My
Okay.
spiritual parents gave that name to me, you know, and when I came into my faith, it was said that my name was to be, you know, my soul was to be Enoch, and it means a guiding light.
Mm. See, that's why you my brother. That's why you my brother because that actually describe your whole characteristic as a person. They always say that Les Brown once said that your thoughts can become your actions can become your behavior can become your character, and your character can become your emotion. You know, what you do affects how others view of you. And for you to just have that name Enoch shows a lot. And by you breaking it down to the people, because they're kind of like Enoch, oh, that name is in the Bible. Oh man, just like people call me. Some people call me Melchizedek. I had a lady call me Melchizedek, and I'm like, listen, why do you call me Melchizedek? She said, go home and do your research on why I call you that, and you didn't have a beginning or an ending. And she said, yeah, that's why I call you that. You don't have no family. Nobody knew where you come from. You just popped up, and look what God did to Melchizedek. So that's why you my Melchizedek. But going back to the fake people, because I gotta address that because that's all I see. I see a lot of fake people, man. Sometimes you can have fake in your family. Sometimes you can have fake friends. And you just mentioned fake food. I mean, 19 Keys once said that a snake will always identify another snake, and a can always smell another wolf. Speaking on a sense of an animal sense, what is one animal? What is one animal in this world that we need to be that seeks to danger that we need to look out for? If we get too complacent and thinking that everybody is our friend, what is an animal that we need to watch out for that's dangerous that you don't need to have no interaction with?
One now, to stay on topic to answer the question, I would definitely say snake.
Mm,
I would definitely
mm,
say to watch a snake. and then close second would be dogs.
Wow. So I like that. I do like dogs, but I'm really going back to what you just said about a snake, man. I really do like a dog. So how can you identify a fake person and how can you identify a real person? Because you said it was a snake as a dog to watch out for. Yeah, I really do like that dog. That's why I started laughing. So how can you identify a fake person and a real person?
They always say your eyes, there's there's physical and then there's the spiritual ways that you can detect a fake person. I'll lead with the say physical because a lot of people go with the physical. I say the eyes. They always say if a person doesn't look you in your eye, that's one test. That's street that's street 101. You know what I'm saying? When
Mm,
you dealing with someone, that's even business. You want to look that person in their eye all the time. And if a person is afraid to look you in your eye, that should be a red flag to you. Um, and when you look into their eyes, your being will let you know. How sometimes you may get a feeling in your stomach, a chest, or just what I'm saying, just around you that you know if you're dealing with someone that is solid or not. And then also we
mm,
can go off a person. You if you listen, I will always talk to listen to a person. A person will always tell you who they are in the first 30 seconds. Really, you just have to be that. You just have to be in tune to know. You know what I mean? You listen to them. You tell how they come across. How they move. Just watch them. Just watch a person, and let's see their movements. I don't get into the spiritual, but some people can move like a snake. You
mm,
know what I mean? They
mm-hmm.
they actually take the form like the way they talk, especially if they slick with the tongue. Sometimes you might see that tongue, saying slither like a snake. If you just paying attention, you might see that. Or you might just see the way they just move throughout life, how they do people. They might be in one person ear and then different with another person. Actions don't add up to your words. I know we're all not perfect, but if you're not consistent in how you being, what you saying, then that is how I tell whether or not. And your mindset, what you talk about, what you care about, your morals, your values, you care about, what I'm saying, is prized positions over how you treat someone. That's how you measure yourself as a person. And that let me know whether you fake or not.
Mm. Wow. Man, that's just you just dropping gems, man. Gems after gems after gems. So let me ask you a question. We done talked about fake food. We done talked about real animals. We done talked about health. We done talk about what to eat, what not to eat, what you should not eat. We done talked about a spiritual sense. I asked you what type of animal would you be? Just focusing on food and health. I got an ultimate question for you because I really do like how you said. That's why we see eye to eye because you said something about the snake. If you had to be one doctor or one physician in this world, which one would you be and why?
I would be a herbalist. I would be someone like Dr. Seeley. I wouldn't even necessarily consider myself as a doctor because that's big business. You know what I
Mm,
mean? And doctors they only cover it up. You know what I mean? They don't find cures. Whereas an herbalist, they're someone who's in tune with the earth and what I'm saying, all realms where they seek to cure you of it and they're not looking for any type of, what I'm saying, monetary, what I'm saying,
right.
benefits from it. I'm trying to help you rid of this. So I'll definitely be someone like Dr. Seeley or someone like I, I admire the words and how the young brother Yakai is as well. You know what I mean? How he's able
Right.
to scientifically he mixes all of it. He brings it in because science is science, but when you take science and you apply it to real life, it makes sense and how he's able to give you both realms in the I don't want to say the vernacular, but in the common man's knowledge or words where they're able to understand it. Yeah.
Mm. Dr. Sebi is man. Dr. Seavey is one of my favorites, man. I really do think a lot of people need to do their research on Dr. Seavey. There's still some people out there that don't even know who Dr. Seavey is and his whole breakdown on how much criticism he got, but he was right, and researchers have shown that he is right. And I think that's why we are similar, because if I had to be a physician or a doctor on that same paradigm where you said, I will be a free brain doctor, because I want to I love my people so much that I want to give them brain power. You get what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of mindset, there's a lot of reconstruction within the mind. So if I had to be a physician, I will be a brain doctor so that I can give them brain power, so that they can have the emotional intelligence, and in a sense just have overall intelligence. I really want to get into this because I feel like we jump right through it, man. Real quick, you become what you say, and I stand on that. So, real quick, do you feel like a open enemy is better than a fake friend, or a fake friend is better than an open enemy?
I dealt with both, and
Mm,
I respect an open enemy than a fake friend
how so?
because an open enemy, you know his intentions. Um, Therefore, you're able to gauge off of how to, because it's warfare. You have an open enemy, it's warfare, whether it's psychologically, saying spiritually, or even in the physical. The art of war. Don't quote me if I'm wrong, but it was saying along the lines of, if you don't know yourself and you don't know your enemy, you're always gonna have casualties of war. And it goes on to saying how, if you know yourself but you don't know your enemy, that you also will as well. I don't want to mix up the words, but what I'm saying, if you can follow me along the lines what it's saying. So I would definitely like to know who my enemy is, because
Mm,
9 times out of 10, that enemy, there's a lot of, it's probably most of the time it's misunderstanding. So if you are open,
mm,
that person is open and doesn't like you, and you're on that same level where you open tell them why, and y'all able to have dialogue, that enemy might be your best friend. It's just
mm,
misunderstanding versus somebody who's
mm,
pretending to be by your side, pretending to be your
mm.
dog, but he looking and he moving in a whole different way, and now you get
Facts.
snaked from behind. Nah.
Mm,
Let me know how you feel
mm,
straight up, because that's how what I'm saying. That's how the elders were back in the day. Even now, you see conflict management. I was always told conflict management is kind of like a rites of passage to being a male. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
How you able to handle conflict? Like, that's what my god did. He would tell me, like, you fight with your mind. Every time that
mm,
you choose to go outside of that and you say physically fight, that's where your mind is locked in there. Nothing gained, nothing obtained. You don't grow spiritually, because you're supposed to navigate life with your mind and how you're able to handle these different situations when it comes to you. So when I say that with the enemy, like, you have to, because if not, you're gonna keep running into the same type of people, the same type of enemies. And I rather know face to face how you feel. So we
mm.
so we can go about it in that way. But we're gonna handle it in the intellectual way. I don't even have to lift a hand. You know what I mean?
Man, boy, you just broke that thing down, man. And I do agree. I think it is a big misunderstanding, because one of the last episodes in Will Why that I think it was season 2 or season 1. We spoke about your enemy can be your enter me, so we have to first fix that. we
Yeah.
we definitely has to fix that. But going back to the snake, man, I remember when we was on the phone. I think it's time that I share this with the people, man. I think it's time that I share this with the people, man. So
Okay.
there's this story. You heard of it, man, but there's this story, just considering the snake, because a lot of time people get complacent, but I feel like it's time to share this story. Once upon a time, there was 3 individuals. One name was Tom, one name was Clear, and one name was Snake. Tom, they all was young. They all grew up together. They all was best friends. They was like brothers. Tom, he came from a two-parent household. They lived it in the projects, but Tom went on to play professional football. He wanted to get up out of the environment he was in, and he just got tired of his mother and father struggling. So he went on to play professional football. Clear was a spiritual guy. Would give you the shirt off his back, and he just had a clear mind. They called him Clear because he had a clear mindset. He was just a loved brother. You saw Clear, you knew that that was just love. Every woman out there said that there was like that he was like the son that they never had. So that's how much Clear was well respected. Now Snake, as I mentioned to you before, Snake was a rough rider. People, by the age of 16, no mama, no daddy, he was locked up for murder, and just armed robbery. Just was a rough rider. But uh, fast forward, Snake was getting out of jail, and he ran into Clear, his brother that he once grew up with, across the street. And Snake needed a job. Now everybody was telling Clear, man, don't fool with Snake. And he said, hey man, Clear owned his own business. He said, man, I'll put you in position. I'm not going to be here that much longer, so I want you to, because I'm getting ready to retire. I want you to work, and if you work and do this, I'll put you as the owner of this. I give you the company because you're my brother. And people was telling him, man, you should not be fooling with Snake, man. You know he gonna get in trouble again. But Snake proved them wrong. Snake went on, man. He did good for 2 years. He didn't get in no trouble. Snake was doing good, and he actually gave him the business. Snake birthday was coming up, and Clear said, you know what, man, he's doing really good. He gave him $10,000, and Snake went on and got married. He had kids and all of that. And so Snake was doing good. His birthday was coming up. So Cliff said, you know what? I'm going to surprise him for his birthday, right? I'm going to give him another couple $1,000. He don't even know. So he goes to his wife. He telling him, hey, Snake doing good. We're going to do this. We're going to do that for him. Don't tell him now. Please don't tell him. Let's surprise him. Snake drives in the car one day and see Clear talking to his wife. But he don't know that he's talking to his wife about surprising him. 2 weeks later, Clear kill Snake, his brother. Tom came home years back, man. Looked that Clear in his face. I mean, looked that Snake in his face, and he said, man, why you kill Clear? Man, you know that man loved you and did everything for you, and you just gonna kill him like that. My brother, you know what Snake's response was?
I feel like I know, but I don't want to hear it. I want to hear it.
Well, Snake's response was, he knew I was a snake. He knew my name was a snake. So if we don't keep the snakes close, funny that you mentioned a snake. If we don't keep them close, the moment that they bite, they gonna bite us and never let us go. They gonna become that rattlesnake. And so it just this is just a powerful episode because you just mentioned snake, man, and it just a story that needed to be told, man. So I tell people this all the time, man. An open enemy is better than a fake friend, man. What's your thoughts on that, man? You think we definitely need to keep them snakes close?
Oh yeah, you have to. You have to. I don't want to say be so worried about them, but you know that they're aware. You're aware of them. You know what I mean? Because you're still supposed to move in a way where, you know what I mean, like you can sit in a room, a den full of snakes, and still be yourself and not get bit because you're your authentic self. And when you move,
You know what I'm saying? Nothing, you know what I'm saying? Nothing can get to you. But to answer about the snake, yeah, I'd rather have a snake right here in my pocket than no, you know what I'm saying? Rather than a fake friend to my left or to my right. I'd rather have that snake right in front of me.
Mm, mm. Man, we crapping for time, man. We crapping for time, man. So, final words, man. Final words, man. Because we coming to
I did have a question for you. Dang.
Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. Cause we ain't got nothing but time if it's on for you, man. Cause
Oh yeah,
producer
yeah.
said that we was wrapping it up, but go ahead, my brother.
And this is per for Mark when I had a conversation with Mark and I asked him this question. He said, "Man, you gotta ask Shaq this question." So on behalf, you know what I'm saying, I got to. So this has
Okay.
to do you talking about mindset in the mind, and we talked about it correlates to everything we just talked about. And it says the question is when your left mind, which is your worldly mind, you know, when it brings up situations or triggers of trauma to try to pull you down a rabbit hole, and you just an out of mind, like little backyard, an out of mind is the devil's playground. So you think about past situations and trauma, and it's just thoughts be running, and you might grab onto one of those thoughts and it just pull you down a hole, and then your whole vibe, demeanor changes. How are you able to fight against it?
How you able to fight against it is where you use your right mind to defeat the left mind. That's how I would fight it against it. You keep on encouraging yourself. See, with a mind, man, as long as your mind is in the path of making sure people life is okay, then God will always make sure your life is okay. So why stress? Why worry? As I mentioned before, we got the reads. Our body is just like that recharge, right? We need a recharge. We need to refocus. We have to reinvent, redevelop, you know. Um, that's what I would do, man. Try to, because you mentioned, you said the left mind. So, okay, get away from the left mind and go to the right mind. Stay with the right mind. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be hard. But as long as we keep fighting, then we shouldn't have no worries. Because Enoch is a lion. I'm an eagle. So I'm always flying around listening, letting you know if the snakes is coming, if the bears is coming, if the gorillas are coming. That way you can be prepared as a lion to protect and to be aware that the snakes will not defeat you.
Straight up. Straight up.
Yes. Yes, man. Real quick, man. Let the people know where they can follow you at, man. Because so many people gonna have questions upon this episode.
Right.
Do you have an IG or right here, man? You my brother, man. If we or why eat, you eat, man. So
Straight
go
up.
ahead and promote, do advertise, do what you need to do, my brother, right here at Will
Uh
Why, my brother.
I'm on Facebook and I'm also on Instagram. On Facebook, you can find me at Enoch McCray. That's ENOCHMCCRAY. And then on Instagram, it's Black Lion Lifestyle, as you see the shirt I have on. And that's
Mm,
BLACK underscore LION underscore lion. I mean lifestyle.
mm. All right. Say that again just for the people that missed it. This is just for the people that want to write it down and take a picture of it. But
Okay.
go ahead. Say that again,
That's
my brother.
Facebook is Enoch ENOCH McCray MCCRAY. And then on Instagram is Black Lion Lifestyle. BLACK is Black underscore Lion underscore Lifestyle.
Yeah. There it is. There it is, man. So, final question.
Yes,
Now
sir.
I'm gonna get Mark for doing that, man. I'm gonna get Mark for doing that. Since we talked and since we had this conversation, do y- have your mind changed? You still rather be a real animal over a fake person? Or you still gonna be that fake person over that real animal? The floor is yours.
I'm gonna stand on it. I'm gonna stand on what I said earlier.
That's
And
it.
but I'm gonna imply what you said as well, because breaking free from that is being able to take in everything and apply it. You know what I'm saying? Having an open mind. I'm gonna stand on what I say, but I'm gonna take the truth that's was said to me and apply that to my life as well.
That's it. That's it, man. That's it. And you mentioned education, man. That's the only word in the face of this earth that has all the vowels in it. So that lets you know that we need to utilize it and become educated and continue educating ourselves so that we can generate ourselves. Appreciate you coming on the show, man. And
I
appreciate you
appreciate you
standing
having
on
me.
your word, man. Oh
Yeah,
man, it was an honor for me, man. It was an honor for
yeah,
me. We finally did this episode, man. I told you I just had to get it out there because people like to perpetrate a fraud, and we had to have this conversation. So if you are at home, you heard what my boy Enoch said. He stand on his principle. If you are a fake person, utilize strategies to become real and be a genuine person. And if you a real person and you have real animals around you, then hold your guard so that when that snake come, you don't get bitten. I am SHAQ. We are why because we are why not. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. I am SHAQ. We are why because we are why not. Enoch, you done heard our song before, man. It go hard. It go real hard.
yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and drop that beat and let the people at home jig off that beat. Again, I am SHAQ. We are why because we are why not. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. We gotta have you back. Thank you for coming on the show, my brother.
Oh, anytime, anytime. Peace be unto everyone.
All right, that's it. It's all good. All right, we out.